Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Kody and Robyn Brown back to Utah after blowing family up. Our Sister Wives stars Kody and Robyn Brown going back to Utah after blowing the whole family up. They escaped the state in season 2 due to strict polygamy laws. Then some wanted to move back, but Kody played mind games when that was concerned. So what has possibly brought the couple back home? Keep reading for more details. Kody and Robyn Brown back to Utah after blowing family up. When Sister Wives began in 2010, the plural family resided in a single-family home in Lehi, Utah. Kody Brown had 12 children under one roof with his 3 wives, Mer Brown, Janelle Brown, and Cristin Brown-Woolley. Home was built by a polygamist, so each wife had their own space, but then Robyn Brown came along. She lived 5 hours away but eventually moved closer once she became a part of the family. Yet in season 2, there was a lot of fear Kody would be arrested for polygamy, so the whole brood escaped to Las Vegas. They moved to Flagstaff after several years, though the idea of going back to Utah lingered. When Cristin left the plural family, she returned to Utah with her daughter. She wanted to be closer to her kids and family, plus polygamy laws were looser, and to her, it was home. Kody gave her many reasons why it was a bad idea, but she is thriving. Even his former first wife, Mary, is living there and running her B&B now. It appears that he and his last remaining wife have headed to Utah after everything in the family fell apart. But why? Recently, they were spotted at a Street George, Utah Walmart. A Reddit thread was started as they've been spotted more than ever. So what did followers have to say? Interesting. They were just in Waianae, Utah, going to sell that mansion and go back to the roots since they blew the Alju wives and kids too, in Robyn's words, to smithereens. They are literally everywhere but Flagstaff all the time. Where do they live? Sister Wives fans questioned where Kody and Robyn Brown lived as they are never home. More so, they wanted to know why they were always seen shopping. Finally, many asked if Robyn ever smiled. She seems to always be frowning and in a permanent state of disdain. The big question was if the couple planned on selling their home and settling elsewhere. This seemed to be home Kody liked to live, which did not sit well with Robyn as she disliked being transient. Unfortunately, his life completely blew up. He lost 3 wives and his kids don't talk to him. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows over the desert landscape as Kody Brown stared out the window of the SUV. The rugged terrain of Utah stretched out before him, familiar yet haunting. The decision to leave Flagstaff had not been easy, but the tensions within the family had reached a boiling point. His mind was a whirlwind of emotions: regret, anger, and a sliver of hope. Beside him, Robyn sat in silence, her face a mask of determination. They were returning to Utah, a place filled with memories both good and bad after the implosion that had left their family in tatters. Kody's thoughts drifted to the last few months, a series of confrontations and heartbreaks that had pushed them to this point. The once tight-knit family had splintered, with Cristin leading the charge in their exodus. Janelle had followed, her patience finally worn thin by Kody's favoritism and the constant battles. Even Mary, who had long endured her own struggles within the family, had begun to distance herself. It was just him and Robyn now, and the weight of that reality pressed down on him like a heavy blanket. "We'll make it work," Robyn's voice broke through his reverie. She turned to him, her eyes searching for reassurance. "We have to." Kody nodded, though his heart wasn't entirely in it. The dream of a united family seemed more like a distant memory than a future goal. "We will," he said, more to convince himself than her. "It's just, there's so much to figure out." The journey back to Utah felt surreal. Every mile marker brought them closer to the past. A past filled with both joy and pain. Kody recalled the early days of their polygamous family, the excitement and the challenges of building a life together. But those days were long gone, replaced by years of mounting tension and unfulfilled promises. As they drove, Kody couldn't shake the image of Cristin's face, resolute as she declared her independence. Her departure had been a turning point, a catalyst for the unraveling that followed. Janelle's departure had been just as devastating, her quiet strength finally giving way to frustration, and Mary, always the outlier, had watched from the sidelines, her own heartache silently contributing to the family's disintegration. The SUV's tires crunched on the gravel driveway as they pulled up to their new home, a modest house on the outskirts of town. It was a far cry from the sprawling property in Flagstaff, but it was a fresh start. Kody stepped out of the vehicle, taking a deep breath of the cool evening air. He felt the weight of the past lift slightly, replaced by the uncertainty of the future. Inside, the house was sparsely furnished, boxes stacked in every corner. Robyn busied herself with unpacking, her movements precise and methodical. Kody watched her for a moment, admiring her resilience. She had always been the peacemaker, the one who held the family together even as it was falling apart. But now it was just the two of them, and the enormity of that realization was almost overwhelming. "Kody," Robyn called from the kitchen, "can you help me with these boxes?" He shook off his thoughts and joined her, the two of them working in silence. As they unpacked, Kody's mind wandered to the conversations he needed to have with his other wives. They had left Flagstaff with so much unresolved, so many wounds still fresh. He knew he couldn't just ignore them, but the thought of reaching out filled him with dread. Later that night, as they sat on the porch, Kody broke the silence. "Do you think they'll ever forgive me?" Robyn sighed, her eyes reflecting the distant stars. "I don't know, Kody. There's a lot of hurt to mend. But I believe in time. Healing is possible." Kody nodded, though doubt lingered in his heart. "I hope you're right. I miss them. All of them." Robyn reached out, taking his hand in hers. "We all do. But we have to focus on us now. Rebuilding. Starting over." The days turned into weeks as they settled into their new life. Kody found work in town and Robyn took on projects to make their house a home. They fell into a routine, a semblance of normalcy that was both comforting and disconcerting. Kody often found himself lost in thought, replaying the events that had led to their exile. One evening, as they were preparing dinner, Kody's phone buzzed on the counter. He glanced at the screen, his heart skipping a beat. It was a message from Cristin. "Hi Kody. Hope you're settling in okay. Can we talk sometime? There's a lot we need to discuss." Kody stared at the message, a flood of emotions washing over him. He showed the phone to Robyn, who read it and nodded encouragingly. "Call her," she said softly. "It's a start." Kody took a deep breath and dialed Cristin's number. The phone rang twice before she answered. "Hello, Kody." "Cristin, hi. It's good to hear your voice."